Hello, it's been a while since we last talked, and today's topic is quite an interesting one. And it is so because I find people stumbling on this ladder, on these steps, many a times, and I see close ones of mine who are not able to get through or go above this obstacle. And when we talk about obstacles, it's not necessarily something which is sthul or something that is visible or something that is gross in nature. It could be very subtle as well, like some kind of a concept, something that is a perception of yours which is limiting you or is in a way stopping you from going towards or obtaining something that you are capable of. You are very much capable of a lot that you can imagine or things that you can not even imagine. So that is the potential of the human being, which cannot be realized without getting rid of such limiting concepts. To state a few of these limiting concepts, I could mention any kind of an orthodoxy, things that we consider as vibes, or the notion of us terming things as positivity or negativity. It could be things related to mysticism or even auras, as some call it. Now, the thing is, the mind in itself is a machine which lives in the world or amongst a lot of concepts. It in itself conjures up concepts. Whatever stimuli it receives, from that it takes upon itself to make some sort of a framework for it to survive in the world. And as we have talked in the previous videos, that mind is a survival machine, and it is a compulsive habit of the mind to be stuck in the same survival mechanism and provide a good resistance to alternative concepts which could also be of a higher nature, or it could have the possibility of taking you towards a state which is more subtler than your current state of existence. Now, that's when we realize that staying in this state or your current state where the mind is operating, it could be detrimental to you because you would have never experienced what else could rest in store for you. That is why there are many ways of this unconditioning of the mind where it is stuck in its own apparatus is discouraged, and the mind or the being in itself is told to go towards some sort of a new experience, explore new concepts, try to know the other religion or another place, travel, have an open mind. Having an open mind is essentially saying that you are opening yourself to something that you right now fear, but it could still bring in a lot of value into your existence. I would like to state it in such a way that our reluctance or our keenness, rather our keenness to select matching vibes or something that is going for us or we know that it will work for us, is also an impediment in our own way, because we in a great way limit our own journey by trying to dwell in the things that have been working for us if we have not yet experienced what is the opposite of it. That's our way of saying that the vibes that match are the ones that often limit us to. Similarly, when we look at someone who uses the words like aura, mysticism, souls, traveling from here and there, they are in a way too bored of their own existence. The mind has been numbed to such an extent that it tries to find fantasy and conjure it up in some or the other way. You cannot characterize it as anything else other than a sad hope of the mind to run into directions which are futile. It is debunked when we look at mystery from an observer's perspective. When we were younger, when we were children, don't you remember that many more things looked mysterious to you? The smallest of the thing as to where my father used to go to work, or what does my mother do when she says that she is going to shop or she is going to the market. There were such rosy images that we set into our minds, or there were so many unknowns and imaginations that always used to run for us. And only when we went closer to it, when we became older, by means of understanding or looking at what it really was, or in any ways getting closer to the topic, we understood that it is not so mysterious anymore. Similarly, when we talk about positivity, and over here I'm talking about the reckless positivity that we try to impose on others because we are so fearful at looking at facts. If our reality is sad, it is grim, instead of acknowledging it and going towards the right action, what we try to do is deny it, or instead of denying it, just double down with a rhetoric where we say that everything is going good, which in a way is like giving yourself a poison of addictive self advice where we no longer have to do any corrective measures. It is like we are dwelling in a fake narrative, in a la la land of sorts, and the harshest reality that comes through life, or the biggest setback that comes in front of us in the future, will be the only way of making us awake. I hope this debunks it, and if there are any questions, you can certainly ask in the comments or send it to me.